Also, for some reason in the background of the scene, they're playing cool about it. It was so jarring at a rehearsal.
Who's playing cool about it?
At a rehearsal dinner. Like,
you are.
Call the DJ. We are out of line. I would send, if you're going through a breakup or something and you're at a rehearsal dinner, you're already depressed because you're at a wedding, and then they start playing cool about it.
No, it really genuinely feels like they were like, all right, what are some like
ChatGPT? What's the
saddest song? No, literally.
That people like. It was just so jarring. Like, why is this?
Oh, and it was Julian's verse too. Welcome to the Redirect Podcast. I'm Abigail Freshley.
And I'm Emily Rojas. The Redirect Podcast is the show where we shift the conversation back to books. We discuss themes from some of our favorite books and how those themes show up in real lived experiences.
On today's episode, we are recapping the Netflix movie adaptation of People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry.
But before we get to that, we would love for you to support the show in a few very simple ways. First of all, you can go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or both. Leave us a 5-star review and let us know how much you love the show.
You can also follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Redirect Podcast. You can follow Emily on all platforms at Emily Rojas Reads and me on TikTok at Babigail11. But if you really, really love the show, consider sharing our show directly with a friend. Sharing our show with a friend is by far the best way to grow our community of book-loving nerds. There's a lot of community around People We Meet on Vacation, a lot of online discourse about it. And
Correct.
You and I have been so disciplined.
And it's been really hard.
And not sharing our thoughts.
So hard. So we're thank God we're here. And it was only one day. Like, I watched it yesterday. And not one day was painful enough. So thank God.
Okay.
We can finally talk about it.
Should we do like a 3, 2, 1 and then say if we liked it or didn't like it?
Oh, that I don't think I can say just like yes or no.
Okay. All right.
Not to spoil my feelings.
Not gonna spoil that. Okay.
But yeah, why don't we just start? Let's just start talking about it.
Okay. I didn't like it.
Okay. Yay. Okay. Do you want to say anything else, or do you want me to share my thoughts?
Yeah, you share and then I'll share why.
Okay, I think I can't. This is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm glitching out. I reread People We Meet on Vacation yesterday. I walked in and read the whole thing in one day.
Yeah.
Had I not done that, I would have really liked this movie. Having reread People We Meet on Vacation immediately preceding watching this, I did not like it as well.
Exactly.
Although there were aspects of it that I did really like, and I am excited to talk about those.
Yeah, there were aspects I liked as well, but here's my main takeaway. My main takeaway is that the characters of Alex and Poppy, when not built out without seeing like the nuance about them, knowing all of their history, seeing more of the interactions, are extremely annoying and frustrating characters, both of them.
Correct.
And what happened with the movie is that so much of their relationship and their history and the nuance about their lives was cut out. So all that you were left with is like this low chemistry, annoying kind of dysfunctional pair, in my opinion. I was mourning some of the better moments in the book.
Correct.
Like, I have a list of the things in the book that I'm like, I cannot believe I didn't make it in.
And that's almost all of my notes are just those.
And it's like, I know that not everything could be a TV series, but this could have at least been, this was like a 90-minute movie. And the stuff they chose to keep in was
correct. Stupid. That is my overall impression. I think actually, I see a lot of people saying this should have been a TV series, blah, blah, blah. I understand that impulse. I actually think this could have been a really good movie. And what makes me say that actually is last week I also rewatched When Harry Met Sally, which is about an hour longer than this movie. It's a pretty long movie.
Yeah,
but the concept is very similar.
Yes, this book is very much, many of Emily Henry's books are like takes on classic rom-coms. Yes.
And I was thinking about When Harry Met Sally because I had just watched it when I read the book. And I was like, because this time when I rewatched that movie, I just thought, oh, like this whole thing is just them talking. It's just dialogue. Nothing really happens in that movie. And when you read People We Meet on Vacation, it's almost all Poppy and Alex talking. And then you get the movie and they cut out almost all of the talking.
They're never
just kept making
talking.
things
They're just
happen.
like around each other.
So that made me think there is a version of this, if written more like When Harry Met Sally, give it an extra half hour to an hour. I don't even think it needed to be a TV series, but I do feel like what they kept was like these little soundbitey moments, which we can get into, and like these little callbacks that only make sense if you read the books, but they're like completely divorced from meaning because they're just like there to be there, and then it doesn't actually build the characters at all. So
this is the
that's my
disconnect
thoughts.
because this is Emily Henry's sauce is character development.
Yes. And dialogue. Like, she's so good at writing it.
Character development and dialogue. And Yulin Kwong was a screenwriter for People Moving on Vacation. She is also going to be writing Funny Story.
Yes.
I read she wrote a romance book about TV writers. I read it. Wasn't that impressed. My fear is this is going to be history repeating itself because it was like we cut out everything about the characters that makes them complex and lovable, and we turned it into like sequence in New Orleans, sequence in Canada.
Yes.
Like it became about the activities they were doing, which is the whole point of the book is about not that.
The people. Yes. My most common note, and we can get into like the full recap, but my most common note for both Alex and Poppy, I would say mostly Alex, but both of them, is like, what have they done to you? What have they done to my boy? I wrote that like 5 times. What have they done to Alex? What did they do to you, Alex? And it's like, it's like, I wonder, someone said that this movie feels like someone who read the book once and then had to try to recreate it from memory. That is what it felt like, because it's like, again, like you said, I don't even care that they changed some of the locations. I don't care what they're actually doing on vacation. The whole point is the relationship between these two people. And it feels like they took out everything that made that interesting and kept, like you said, just like these montage moments. And like,
and then I'm thinking,
it was frustrating.
Like, Emily Henry, I saw a clip where she was talking about how she fought to keep the condom scene in when Poppy's mom, and I'm like, that's what you've decided to fight for? Like, you stood 10 toes down on the condom scene and not on the Tinder I would scene.
Please don't talk to me about that. Please do not talk to me about I would. Please.
I think, okay, look, I wrote down notes in chronological order. Maybe we just start.
Let's start. And I want to say too, I think, to be fair, I know a lot of people don't like this book as much. This is one of our favorite Emily Henry books. Yeah. So it's really hard. And
because Emily, this is what I said last episode. I said there's high potential for yearning. They cut.
There's no yearning. There's not a single shred of yearning. They did. And it's not right.
Of a yearner. And
okay,
Alex,
let's get into it.
Okay. All right. So
no, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to talk about it every detail. Okay.
So we open. Poppy is doing an opening monologue. She is actually narrating an article she's writing. Boo.
And I hated it so much. I hated this opening.
This is not... No, it was supposed to open with the scene where they're at the beach bar.
And that's a great opening. That would have been
a great opening, and it wouldn't have been expensive either. You're already in Barcelona.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Okay.
This frustrated me too because it made it
Why
seem
am I getting
like...
so pissed off? Okay.
I know. Let's center ourselves. Okay. It made it seem like Poppy never liked travel. And there was never any building of like, I don't know, it just felt like her character was really confused. And it starts from this initial montage where it's like, actually travel sucks and I'm lonely. When it's really like, I think she really did like even the solo travel she did. Like there's a lot of that shit that she enjoyed. And that was important to her, like to get out of the place she came from. And so I don't know. I think they're trying to shortcut her being unhappy and not have to explain that, but it didn't work for me personally.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because, and again, I think maybe I would have liked this movie if I hadn't read the book.
I think I would have. I really do.
I think I would have just liked it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I would have been like, oh, that was fine. And I probably would have forgotten it. Right.
Correct.
Like,
forget.
I would have forgotten the plot because it was unremarkable.
I agree.
So then we realize she's writing for this travel magazine, R&R, and Jamila is like her boss, and she's like, Poppy, I need you to write something better. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You're going to Greece. You're not going to Paris. Anyways, deep cut.
Yeah.
Anyways, and she's like, okay, fine, I'll go to Greece, whatever.
Yeah.
I got to do this thing. I got to lock in. Then she's at her little apartment and she gets a call from David, who is Alex's brother. And he's like, hey, bitch, why haven't you RSVP'd to my wedding? It's next week and it's in Barcelona. Like, I need you to be there. You're so fun at weddings, blah, blah, blah. Pause. Respectfully, I don't know if I'm hounding down someone the week before my wedding to ask if they are coming or not. If you haven't RSVP'd to my wedding, are we friends? Like, they're supposed to be really close.
And like, when did they become really close? Because we're told Poppy doesn't go back home. And the little she does, she's hanging out with Alex. I just am so confused by this. I miss whatever. I just, like, they're best friends that he's like calling her. Okay, yeah, like, it's so what is their relationship? He wants her there and he's like, they're acting like they're really, really close. But he doesn't know the extent of her falling out with Alex. And also, it's the week before the wedding and she hasn't RSVP'd. But he's calling her. Like, I'm just so confused.
Right. It just was all very jumbled. So
yeah.
So then she's like, well, I don't know. It's going to be weird with Alex and Sarah. And he's like, well, Sarah and Alex broke up. And she's like, oh, okay. It's like, so it's weird, whatever. Okay, now we're flashing back 9 summers ago. This is the first point I realized, okay, the timeline is going to have majorly diverged from the book.
Sure. Which is fine. That doesn't bother me at all.
That's not that big of a deal.
I don't think that actually makes a difference. Yeah. Personally.
So they're driving to Linfield from Boston College.
Another weird thing. Why not just make it Chicago?
Why did they change it from Boston to Chicago?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm sure there's a reason. Like, maybe the Boston College, I don't know, rights to their merch. I don't know.
I have no idea. But then the other thing that was so interesting is in the book, this scene is really short. This is a short chapter. And they don't have an overnight stay. Right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
And they made this scene longer.
Yes.
Instead of leaving in one of the other trips that they cut out.
Correct. They did need to do this. This would be my first cut, the overnight stay. It did nothing to me. It didn't convince me that they were friends.
The only thing it allowed was the porny Poppy scene where she like explains part of her history.
Which was weird.
We don't need to do a motel stay for that.
It's also weird that they're opening up so quickly, because I think part of the magic in the books is you do see their friendship grow over the years. And like, anyways, I didn't like that. I don't like that Sarah and Alex are high school sweethearts. That really bothered me that they were already together at this point. And I don't like that. But only one brother, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, my baby boy. Why are they doing this to you? Give this man his children back. Because where are his brothers?
I know, right? And it started from the beginning. The other thing is, and I know you can't include everything in the movie, but like, again, yeah, in the book, they had like several meet cutes, like where he would see her on campus. So, and that's important for the origin of the story, is that he is like intrigued by her. He's seen her, like they are now riding back. Yeah. And it could have even just been like a quick moment, like a quick like line of dialogue. You don't have to show him seeing her on campus, but he could have been like, when they met, he could have been like, yeah, I think I saw you at orientation or something like yeah. It did. Totally. And it was cool. It was a cool callback to when Harry met Sally, the whole car scene.
Right. But it's not done well. That's what I'm saying. Having just watched that, their conversations, you kind of believe it. Like, you're like, okay, they're having these conversations and there's animosity between them. But like, they're also having these like conversations that feel natural. This felt like info dumpy, and then it's also making me mad because if you're gonna info dump their trauma, why not just give Alex his parentified like eldest son role back? Just have him say that. Like, it doesn't take any extra time for him to be like, I'm getting worked up. I hit my desk.
I know. I also want to say, in my head, Alex is not as hot as Tom Blythe. And I would agree. That's important to his personality. Yes. Because someone as hot as Tom Blythe is not operating the world the way that Alex Nielsen does. So that's my first problem.
If you take away all his trauma and you make him this hot, because at least if they had given him like a genuine backstory, you could understand like why he's with Sarah. But to take all that away and to give him, again, I don't like that they're high school sweethearts, to like, like you made Alex from a yearner who has all this baggage around family and who just wants stability and is like desperate for that. and who maybe has a complicated relationship with Poppy, but isn't just like taking advantage of another girl who's going to be a placeholder. And that's what you turned him into. This like really hot guy who's had this girlfriend all along and is like kind of keeping her on and off and on and off until the day that Poppy wants to be with him. And like, there's no real reason for it. And that was frustrating because it's like, well, this sucks. He kind of sucks. Yeah. Like, he sucks.
No, you took all the context away.
Okay. Anyway,
so they're like at the motel. She shares about like being bullied in high school. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is, in my mind, you know, Tom Blythe is way hotter than Alex, so that didn't check out. But also, I realized that in my headcanon, Poppy was like at least mid-size. I thought, like, I pictured her being like mid-size to plus size in my head, just because I don't know why. Maybe like just her personality, her vibe, being like eclectic and whatever. And then I was kind of let down that she was just like really classically pretty and skinny.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think also just in general, after coming off of having consumed like a ton of queer media, I was like, this is giving bland.
It was boring. It was boring. Yeah, I would say one of my notes later on, but it's relevant here, was like, I pretty much believed from the beginning that Alex was in love with her. Like, I think he played that. I did not believe at any point that they were really friends. Like, their friendship to me just never felt believable. And if you're gonna do friends to lovers, unfortunately, you do need to make the friendship interesting and believable. Yes. And I feel like it starts here. That they just don't ever feel like friends. And yeah, it sucks. So
then we flash back to present time. Poppy's
they also did do the tiny fighter. This is part of my problem with this movie. We have to say something positive, but I'm not there yet. Because you keep tiny fighter, you take away his cat, so you take away the original context. You never bring it up again. So then I'm like, okay, there's no point to include this.
They took away his cat and replaced it with a dog, which is Alex is a cat man.
I love dogs, but what are we doing? What have you done to my boy?
You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is that this is a guy who chooses. You don't understand to have him. A cat. Yeah, he could have a dog, but he chose to have a cat.
Correct. Okay, so this was my other red flag, because I'm like, okay, you put Tiny Fighter in there, but you just made it like this soundbite moment. And it's not actually adding to like their friendship developing at all. So like, why include it? I feels like you're just picking to include the things that don't mean anything and not the things that do.
Like, you were like, here's my screenplay, ChatGPT, add in a couple of references from the source material.
Yeah, literally. And it's like, well, okay, if you're going to cut the cat, then cut Tiny Fighter and keep I Would.
Oh, that... I can't believe that. I can't. All right. So present day, Poppy's at spin class. She's with her friend who
we never see again.
Also, this is my other issue with Poppy. Doesn't even have any friends. She doesn't.
Yes.
She's kind of a selfish person. Whatever. Anyways.
I do understand cutting the friend, and I understand cutting the boss relationship, which was really interesting from the book. But it also, again, does make, if you're going to take away so much else from Poppy,
add something else,
you're making her seem annoying, like you said. Like, she has no female friends, and she's leading on this guy who's had a girlfriend for all these years. Like, that's not good.
I think you need to make the movie longer, or you need to reduce the amount of action that happens so that we can sit with the characters for longer.
Agreed. Anyway, so we see this
she's gonna call
friend.
She's like, I'm gonna call Alex and tell him that I'm not going to be able to come to the wedding because I have to go to Greece or whatever. She calls him
to me too.
Immediately is like, I'm coming to Barcelona because I have a job there, whatever. And I'm not going to say that I'm mad about the Barcelona change. I'm not.
Yeah.
But I am mad because another huge thing that was diluted from the book was that she is like inviting him on a trip and he says he's going to go. And she's like, well, I'm going to Palm Springs. Why don't we go early to the wedding and do a little trip before? So she didn't even pitch it like this. She was just like, oh, I'll see you at the wedding. Because I think there's something important about Poppy humbling herself to be like, I'm going to finesse a way to do this trip. I'm going to make him think that R&R sent me here, but really I'm paying for it out of pocket.
Yes.
There's like this whole thing that she's not doing, which is also taking away from her character, in my opinion.
And I also think this is a more interesting conflict in the book than what they end up making the conflict be, because the whole time Poppy is like desperate to make their friendship go back to the way it was.
Yes.
And them being on a trip together, it's like, here's this thing that we always used to do, and we have our rituals, we have the things of our memories, and I'm trying to force those things to happen again, and it's not working, and it's increasingly devastating. Yeah, because we can't get this back. And instead they just make that a line of dialogue later, which we'll get to, but like you don't get to see it ever, of like she's trying so hard to force something to be like it was.
Yeah, there's no like there's no true comparison, because
right
in Barcelona they're not on a trip together.
They're not even staying together. They're not doing anything together. They're just like both happening to be in the same place.
That's like
so what is
much
that?
Was lost.
Okay. Yeah. And then she tells her boss that she wants to go to Barcelona instead of Greece, and her boss says yes. Which
swamping us, stand up.
So yeah, she gets to go for work. Whatever.
They see each other at baggage claim. It's weird. And then we flash back to their first trip, or no, it's not their first. This was my
it's
issue.
when they go camping in Canada.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think it's implied to be their first trip because Alex just broke up with Sarah. They're home for the summer. They're going to go on this cheap camping trip together in Canada.
Which they did change, because in the book it's not a camping trip, right?
Yeah, I thought they were...
Like at an inn. They were staying in like Victoria, British Columbia.
Yeah, with all the old people. Yeah.
Yes, so they changed it, whatever. I'm not mad about that.
I don't care about that at all. Yeah.
We have a funny scene, which I would have cut this out. I really would have. Like, I'm not mad at it, but it's a scene where Alex goes to pick Poppy up at her house. She sees Connor Roy.
I know.
Con heads rise up. Con heads. And then like
great,
Molly,
by the way. Get him as a weird dad.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
They do the condom scene. I could have cut the whole thing out. It did nothing to develop the characters.
Because if you're not going to make her family weird, you're just making them like normal weird mom and dad. But the whole point of Poppy is that her house is like a hoarder's nest. Her family is weird, like to an extreme degree. It makes people uncomfortable to come to her house. Not just like they're a little awkward and like pushy, but like they're genuinely
it was just
weird.
Like, it was like slapstick comedy. Like,
yes. And it was fun.
Where's the depth? Where is the spice? Where's the sauce here?
Because
this is so one-dimensional.
Exactly. All you would have had to do is some extra set dressing, like make her house weird, and like you could have had the same exact scene, but have
been
a
at the
one
Weasley's
line.
Exactly.
Exactly. That is what I was picturing.
This should have been
weird
the
in
Weasleys.
their yard. But this house looks so nice. Like it looks like such a nice house. And have her have one line of like, oh, I don't normally like to bring people over here. And Alex and be like, why? Your family's great or something. Like that would have been a one-liner thing. You wouldn't have to go too deep into it.
I would.
Correct. Don't even talk to me about I would. Anyways, so they go to Canada. It's over.
All right, they go to
Poppy's
Canada,
family.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They do he speaks to me. But again, that was totally diluted.
ChatGPT. Correct. I would have cut that.
It was like, hey, chat, put in a couple references from the book. Because the whole point of the trip is that the whole time they have this inside joke going on where they're like, it speaks to me. It speaks to me. And they just do this one thing, and it's like not even funny.
It's not funny. And that thing is weird. And she's weird. She's giving like...
Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Yes. That's what they did to Poppy, and she's not that.
They made her the protagonist from Love Theoretically, the worst Allie Hazelwood book.
You're right.
And not Love Theoretically. Love on the Brain.
Yes, Love on the Brain. Yes. And she might as well have some galaxy tights.
No, exactly.
Like, what are we doing?
I mean, she was it's one thing to be a walking ModCloth advertisement.
Sure.
It's another thing to be a walking ModCloth advertisement and also be like, hee, I'm going to do this weird thing and carry it around for me. Ha ha ha. Like,
yeah. That's not who she is. Okay. Anyways, they're on a boat with Buck. I would have cut Buck. I'm not going to lie to you. I would have cut this whole scene. I would have cut all of this to develop their friendship more.
Yeah.
Yes, because that whatever. She starts
Nothing of consequence really happens. It's more cheap laughs again.
They're nerfing Poppy, who in the book has a very like intense relationship to, I mean, it's not developed even that much in the book, but like it takes her a long time to lose her virginity. Yes. And when she goes to hook up with Buck, she says like, I actually don't want to have sex. And he's like, okay, well, can you get out of my tent now then? Because I'm going to find someone who will. And it's not anything bad, but like, I don't know. It shows her more of as a character of like, I have
this whole thing was like
I'm
Alex
a
went
complex
skippy
person.
dipping and he lost his clothes.
Which again, I saw someone say this. I'm like, yeah, I hate the whole vacation Alex thing. Because the whole point of Alex on vacation is that he's only like that with Poppy. And this is the first time we see him like break out of his weirdness and she's not even there. And it just doesn't even make sense because like she's the one who brings that out of him, not this random girl, you know?
Yes.
Like I would have cut that whole scene of all of them. Just have them like whatever, have them have this moment and whatever. Don't spend so much time with her making out with Buck and his Memento Mori tattoo. Like I don't understand that.
It was just it didn't advance the characters at all.
Yeah.
It did, in my opinion, was serve as a callback for a funny joke later in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's a romantic comedy, not just there has to be, this isn't Step Brothers. There needs to be
Where's the yearning?
there needs to be romantic in it. It's not just comedy.
Correct. Don't worry, you guys. I am actually going to get to some things I did like about this movie soon.
I know.
Okay.
Here's one good thing. So then they're like, oh, ha, we've had so many misadventures. I'm wearing your romper now. Ah, ha, ha.
Yeah.
I was kissing a guy with a Grim Reaper tattoo. And then they're like, hey, every summer, wherever we are, whoever we're with, we meet somewhere in the world for a trip.
I liked that. Yeah. And again, like, that's why I would have cut the whole skinny dipping Buck thing, like, or just cut it down significantly, because it's like, you can just have that moment and have them like, be like, wow, this is, or like have something weird happen at the camp and then be like, let's go hide in the tent. And this is really weird. These guys are weird. And
it could have been a quick montage and we could have kept I would.
Yes. I will be devastated over that for the rest of my life.
I know.
Okay.
So now we're back in Barcelona.
Yeah.
He helps her. So he drives her from the airport to her accommodations. The heat's not working. So they kept that from Palm Springs. The patio's not open, but he's not staying there.
Correct. It's also such a confusing thing because it's like, okay, her job is actually paying for this. So if this is my job, I'm calling them immediately and saying, hey, there's no
in the book,
AC.
In the book, she was lying about the job paying for it.
And so she's like on her credit card. She doesn't want to go pay for another hotel. But in this world, like, I would just be like, hey, boss, you need to figure this out. I'm going to a hotel and I'm expensing it because I can't stay somewhere with no AC. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So why even keep that at all? Like,
and also, why is he there?
Exactly.
Like,
and they built up to like, okay, so at the beginning when she calls him, it's awkward. You cut out their whole like really, really cute flirting texting exchange. And then like when she does see him again in the book, things are almost normal between them. Like it's a little awkward, but he's like being kind. And this, he's like being an asshole.
The fact that like he would call her from the car on the way home to see Sarah or something like that. Like,
yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah, just all.
It was all weird.
So anyways, I just didn't like that he was being such a jerk, and it's like, I guess that was to recreate the tension between them. But he's also staying. Like, just leave. If you don't want to be here, leave.
And we took out the part that the point that like he's a high school teacher now. He works with Sarah. Mm-hmm. Like we're missing all of this context about him. Okay.
Right. Yeah. He has no life. Nothing.
No, they ruined him.
Okay.
So he's like there. He's going to help fix her AC, and then his like he throws out his back or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we get a flashback back to New Orleans 6 summers ago. Here I did write a note. I was sad that we skipped Nashville and San Francisco.
I was sad too. I did really like the entire New Orleans scene. This is the one time I felt like they had good chemistry. I felt like it was advancing the story in an interesting way. I mean, I didn't like everything about it, but this is the most like enamored I was watching this movie, where I was like,
yes,
like I'm having fun. This is really fun.
And this is like the one point I think that we genuinely see Alex Nielsen yearning, because she discusses she's in a relationship with Julian, who's the chef who like recommended all these places that she go in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know if I would be cool with this. Like my partner going on a solo vacation with their opposite gender best friend, if they are attracted to the opposite gender, you know? And like,
no. Everybody who's mad about this in this book and in this movie is correct. Sarah is correct.
Sarah is extremely
Julian is correct. Mostly Sarah. Like, I want justice for her.
Sarah she was so wronged.
It's so hard because it's like, at the same time, like, I think people should be allowed to have friends. And, you know, like, I get that. But I would be like, why can't I go? I don't understand. Like, if you have weird this is the thing I think that's weird. By this point in because Sarah is a high school sweetheart and she didn't go to college with them. At this point in the movie, Poppy has never met Sarah. Yeah. And that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah. And like at this point, Alex in the movie, at least, he's not dating Sarah anymore.
That's true. That's true. But like from some of their other vacations,
yes,
I guess the ones we see, he's not. So they kind of cut out vacations during the times when he was with Sarah, except for the one she ends up coming on later, which whatever. We'll get to that. But, like, that part is weird that, like, you have this friend that your partner has never met and, like, I don't know. Yeah, if it was someone I knew really well and I felt like, oh, you guys are really just friends, maybe I wouldn't care as much, but, like, not meeting them, being weird, having weird vibes, I would not be cool. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so they are pretending to be newlyweds. The dance scene was really cute, actually.
The dance scene was really
genuinely cute. It was really cute.
And I was like, you know what? I think they made a point of including the Gladys and Keith alter ego thing because they're making Funny Story and they're going to show up in Funny Story during the scene when they're at Lake Michigan and they do the tubing, which she's going to fucking ruin that scene.
That's fine. Look, I am already pre-mourning. This is what's running through my head. The line "arms up, baby" from Happy Place. We are not getting that. I'm pre-mourning it because I know after having watched this, they don't understand what the people need to see, and I'm already like, I could cry. We're not getting it.
No,
you know?
in Funny Story when they're like on the kayaks or whatever, or they're like and they fall out and they're in the water and like then their like fingers are brushing, like their toes are touching, and they like leave them there. Or their legs are like tangled together. Yeah.
We're not getting that.
It's not part of the recipe.
We got Gladys and Keith. I did.
They
really
leaned
like
on
this.
The comedy. They did the dance thing. It was cute. She like sprains her ankle walking home. He carries her. It's cute. Whatever.
And then Julian's there. I didn't like that either.
This scene made me like Alex more, but it did not make me like Poppy more.
No. And again, this is part of when I started to feel like, this is almost exactly when I wrote down my note. I do think that he loves her. I don't buy really that she loves him, even at the end. And I don't buy their friendship. Like, this montage in New Orleans made me believe he was in love with her. It made me believe a little bit in their chemistry. And that there's like some spark of something. But I don't know. I just want them to be friends.
And then there was the one line where he's like, "I'm only weird when I'm with you."
Yes, yeah, which I did like that.
It was like you were trying to make up. I liked it, but it's like also you're trying to make up everything else that you missed from the whole book. Yeah. In this like one line.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm only weird when I'm with you, but the most recent scene you saw of me on vacation, I did go skinny dipping with a strange girl, and like you weren't there at all. So
yeah, another thing I think. Sorry, I'm so negative, but. Another thing that I think about this is a big part of Alex's character development is that this tension between staying close to his family in Linfield, being there, being like a family guy, whatever, and his big dreams and ambitions. He goes to grad school. He wants to work on his PhD. That's called back later, but it's barely even built up in the plot because all that she mentions is like grad school. Alex decided to come to New Orleans or whatever, but we're not even getting a picture of like, who he in grad school for? What has he considered doing with his life? Because there is this tension between the ways that they envision their future, but we also don't get a complete picture of that for Alex.
And I think that's like part of what's missing and part of what makes them both kind of suck is because instead of like showing us that they wouldn't work, which is what the book does, right? They just have Poppy say on their first meeting, we could never be together. And him say, I have a girlfriend, so, which is annoying as well. But the whole point, like you're saying, is they have different visions for their life at this, almost through the whole book. And it takes Poppy growing as a person, and Alex a little bit, but really a lot on Poppy to be like, well, this vision I had for my life maybe isn't what I wanted anymore. And I'm going to compromise and like, I'm going to change my, because not just because I want to be with him, so I'm going to give up everything, but because I got everything I wanted and I realized it's not really what I wanted and not the life I wanted for myself. And I wasn't happy. And so that's frustrating to miss that, because also it makes everything with Sarah more annoying because it feels like there's actually no legitimate reason why they're not together. And that's really frustrating, like, because you have this insane chemistry and we're only playing that up. We're not playing up the friendship, and yet we're not together and we're dating other people. And it feels like we're kind of being shitty to those other people. And like that makes them less likable as characters. So
back to the present. Actually, this is where he throws out his back.
Yeah.
This just was so reaching for me, where she was like, oh, you throw your back, stay here at my place. Why wouldn't he just go back to his hotel?
Also, like, I know, like a back spasm, you're not like you're not like disabled for the rest of the day. Yeah, like, and he doesn't have any of his things, so he doesn't even take medication. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It was just so like it was so scotch taped together.
I would have cut the back spasm thing because, again, that's a relic from them being on vacation together and her being frustrated because she can't show him all the stuff that she's planned for them to do together to like rekindle their friendship. And
yes,
she has
that's
to,
the
like,
whole point.
Yeah. So then he's stuck inside and she's like, okay, I guess I'll go by myself. And it's like painful. So why even keep it at all? I don't understand. Give him another reason to stay. Or cut this all together. You know, if you're going to smash the timeline
them
of the
staying
modern
together
day,
barely did anything.
It didn't advance anything. Yeah, just him spending the night. But nothing happens between them. If you're gonna have them spend the night, at least have them have a conversation.
And the whole point. Well, in the book, they're like in a 1-room condo where there's like a bed and then there's like a pull-out chair or whatever. And so like there's forced proximity. Here, she slept on the couch. He slept in bed. Yeah,
it was dumb.
Okay, so then she's like, "Well, this is payback for Norway."
Don't talk to me about Norway. Okay,
I know.
Okay,
so. They never went to Norway because she got super sick. They did keep this from the book. He changes his flight to come to New York and take care of her. And I thought that was nice. I'm glad that they kept that.
Yeah. It just felt weak sauce. It felt
weak because in the book we have the build up to him taking care of her in Norway. And in the movie we've missed the context.
There's no tension.
There's no tension building. We've missed the tension building.
Correct.
So we've missed the slow burn.
You know why? Okay, look. I have more to say when we get to them having sex for the first time. But something about like making it just feels so sanitized. Like we can't show him like getting a boner when they're cuddling together because like this is PG-13. So everything feels sanitized. And so we're not going to like build any sexual tension whatsoever because like we have to keep this chill.
And coming off of heated rivalry.
Exactly. Where it's like, hey, I will be the first to say I do not need gratuitous sex on my screen or in my books. It's not like that's not my favorite thing. I'm happy for you if that is your favorite thing. But I do think like watching heated rivalry and seeing how, this is so much a part of the story. And then we will get to this, but it's just like, that's the whole thing. Like when they're cuddling when she's sick and then he tells her later, just like being close to you. I was like on this razor thin edge the whole time. We can't even have that conversation because everything is just so like sanitized a little bit. So anyways, that bothers me as a through line.
We're losing something with the, I think People We Meet on Vacation, Heated Rivalry, very different books. But
Correct.
If we're comparing the adaptation of them, one of them was like, let's go for broke. We're literally like doing this with like, scotch tape and a dream or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like this huge Netflix production.
Yes.
We have to maximize the amount of people who can view this, whatever. Something was lost. There was a potency to the story that was lost because of the way that you had to appeal to the market, and like there's something sacrificed.
Agreed. And it feels like I understand somewhere in a boardroom there are people saying we have to make this likable for the book readers and palatable for everyone else, and like bring more people in, right? But I hope maybe that the lesson from Heated Rivalry is you can stay incredibly faithful to the source material that people love, and it will bring people in by nature of that being something that people love.
People love authenticity. People yearn
love
for
earnestness,
being earnest and authentic and like real, you know?
Yes.
Let's be true to it.
Okay. Anyways.
So we see them do that. It was nice. It was fine. We flash back to this summer in Barcelona. They both wake up at her accommodation. He's like gone for a run. So he could go back to his hotel
He's fine.
room.
Yeah. He should have.
Yeah.
Given everything we know about them, he should have gone back to his hotel room.
August by Taylor Swift. Oh, no, that's a little bit later. He's like, go to the rehearsal dinner with me.
Which again, why did we lose the bachelor party? Why is it a rehearsal dinner? Why are you taking this away from me? I just don't understand that as a change. I don't understand it. Because it's so much more boring. They're sitting at a table and they're talking to his dad. And if you're not going to have the moment where she like, again, because you've lost Alex's whole backstory, but there's a point at the bachelor party, or I don't know if it's at the wedding or at the bachelor party, one of the two, where Poppy tells the dad, like, you're just going to have to get over it then, like, because it's your son's wedding and you're just going to have to be okay. And Alex is like, oh, like someone stood up for me. Someone's looking out for me. And that's a moment for Poppy to like take care of him. And we lost that. So then like, why even bother? Why even bother having the dad? I don't know.
No, it really felt like this was an opportunity for her to wear that pretty green dress, be
and for
pretty,
them to play August,
and for them to play August by Taylor Swift, which I was like,
which I did like actually.
I did like it, but I was also like, this song is more plot than this movie,
exactly.
But
3-minute song tells a better story, more yearning.
I saw this girl on TikTok. She was like, oh, I'm so happy for the girl with the cute tiny little boobs wearing a little dress with the cute little boobs and her little cute little nipples and her cute little green dress. Cute tiny boobs.
Yes, tiny boob privilege. That's
tiny. She was.
That's
yeah,
Poppy.
It was totally tiny boob privilege. So
also for some reason in the background of the scene they're playing cool about it.
Also,
it was so jarring.
Okay, who's playing cool about it
at a rehearsal dinner? Like,
you are
call the DJ. We are out of line. I would send, if you're going through a breakup or something and you're at a rehearsal dinner, you're already depressed because you're at a wedding, and then they start playing cool about it.
No, it really genuinely feels like they were like, all right, what are some like
ChatGPT? What's the saddest
song? No, literally.
That people like. It was just so jarring. Like, why is this?
Oh, and it was Julian's verse too.
Yes, so. Like it was so. I don't know. It really took me out of the scene, to be honest. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do there.
They do call back to the camping thing. Again, it's also bland.
Then we're at the
important here. It's revealed to Alex that Poppy was her actual work trip was to Greece.
I see. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So he finds out from his brother through conversation that her original work trip was to Greece. So now he's like, why are you here?
Yeah.
I made a note in my notes at this point. I said, I feel like we're missing a lot of Sarah context. And then we go,
here we go.
2 summers ago. And then Piper, no. That was the girl. That's Piper from White Lotus.
Oh my God.
Sarah.
I knew I recognized her.
Piper,
okay,
no.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
So Piper, no, shows up.
Yeah.
They're in Tuscany.
Once again, so they've been friends at this point. I know. Again, I don't like how on and off Sarah and Alex were in the book. I mean, I just read it yesterday, but I feel like
pretty on and off.
They were on and off, but I feel like it was like they were on and then they broke up and then they got back together and then they got engaged and then they broke up again. Like, I don't think they were like, this made it seem like every couple months they were breaking up. I don't like that either. Anyways, so she's there. And also Poppy has a really hot but really insufferable boyfriend named Trey, right? Is this Trey?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Trey. Here's where it really jumped the shark and everything really started to collapse beneath.
Deeply upset me.
From here to the end of the movie.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we've got a little like rivalry between the couples, a little like just I don't even.
If my notes here are, if I'm Alex, I'm leaving. And then I said, to be fair, if I'm Sarah, I'm also leaving. Like, I would not want to be here anymore. I would be like, this sucks. You're not being a good friend. Your boyfriend sucks. If I'm Sarah, I'm like, why are we here? Like, I don't know why anybody is here, you know? Ugh, okay. Anyways, continue.
So, yeah, no, exactly. Poppy's not feeling well. After dinner, she's like throwing up and she's scared she's pregnant.
I would have cut this whole scene, by the way. Would have cut this entire scene.
Because it doesn't lead to anything.
It makes no sense. Yes.
In the book,
it leads to them almost cheating on their partners, which I hate, by the way. We all know I'm not for the cheating. I'm like trembling with rage. Anyways, she thinks she's pregnant.
So he's like, I should go check on her, right? Oh, Poppy's like, he's like with Sarah in the room. Okay. Literally divorce, breaking up immediately.
I'm done.
Her boyfriend is here. He can check on her. Why are you leaving me alone on our Tuscany vacation?
I'm going to go with solo travel.
The microphone. I'm so upset.
No, I'm totally with you.
No, actually, I'm sorry. There's absolutely no reason that you need to go check on your female best friend who you've been friends with 10 years and gone on many solo trips with that I've never met until now. For years. Yeah. And her boyfriend's she's here. Upset and her boyfriend is here sleeping in the same room with her. Why do you need to go?
Yeah.
Stand up, Sarah.
This would be a fight. She was too nice. And I could tell with Sarah too, like, if the writers were trying to make her like unlikable, like the unlikable girlfriend that like is standing in the way of true love. But I was like, Sarah, stand up for yourself, Sarah.
No,
like, I kind of like feel like she could have been meaner.
She had every right.
Know. I couldn't figure. It feels like they didn't go one way or the other. Like, it was very non-committal about Sarah. Like, are we supposed to like her and feel bad for her, or are we supposed to hate her? I can't really tell. It feels like kind of goes back and forth. So, anyways, yeah. Mm-hmm. So he goes to check on her.
They go to get a pregnancy test at the pharmacia. She is taking it. They're sitting there together. He's like, I'm here for you, whatever. It's negative. And then nothing ever comes from it. In the book.
No, they almost kiss. Okay. That's what comes from it.
They almost kiss. It's stupid. The next morning, he's proposed to Sarah. He says,
what am I to you, by the way? Don't like that. Don't like it. Because why not cut this and give us something else? If you're not going to explain anything. Like, again, this is a really critical point in the book because Poppy has to reckon with the future she wants for herself for the first time. Does she want to have kids? Like, she's never really thought about settling down. Is that the person you want to be with when you have a child? Like, if you got pregnant, would you keep it? All these things. And then Alex has this trauma of his mom dying in childbirth. And this is like incredibly scary for him when he thinks about his friend being pregnant. And like, neither of those things happen. So it's just like, oh, we're just sneaking out to almost cheat on our partners. Like, that's all the scene becomes. And I don't understand the purpose of it.
It becomes, they've built up this whole thing about Tuscany. And like, they haven't spoken for 2 years. So there has to be like something, but that could have been achieved. Okay. I think the reason they kept it in is because Alex got like his heart hurt by that conversation. So he decided he's going to propose to Sarah. And then they have a fight after he proposes to Sarah.
That's all stupid. Everything about this was stupid. No, because why not keep the initial reason for him withdrawing, which makes a lot more sense, which is they have this drunken kiss and he is like, not like this. And she takes that as rejection. And then they don't talk because it's weird. And they just never talk for 2 years and they kind of slowly drift apart. And he's engaged and all this stuff. And like, that all happens in the meantime. Instead, it has it feel like, I'm not going to actually confess my feelings, but I'm going to like say, what am I to you? And I don't get the answer I want. So I'm going to go settle for Sarah. And then I'm going to make you feel bad about it. And I'm going to get into an argument with you and like be mean. And it's like, meanwhile, he's never even actually been honest about his feelings, but somehow that's Poppy's fault. I don't know. It just made me hate Alex. Like, this scene made me think I don't like him at all. If this was my friend, I would say, do not get together with this guy. Like, he sucks, you know?
In the book universe, he didn't even talk to Sarah. He got a vasectomy after Poppy had a pregnancy scare. He he saw a ring that would have been perfect for Poppy, purchased it, gave it to Sarah. All of these things he's doing in his life, but he's feeling rejected by Poppy, so he just like freaks out and like goes back. Just they totally whitewashed my man.
In the book again, I mean, sorry. He realizes the pregnancy scare and the proposal comes all together in this moment where he realizes I'm thinking of my future and I'm only ever thinking about Poppy. And the problem is when you conflate all those events like this, it makes it seem like Alex has known that he's in love with Poppy more than Sarah the entire time, which is not the case. And so it makes him seem like a bad person who, again, is like waiting for Poppy. But like in the book, he realizes that, and then he ends things with Sarah. So that's why he broke up with Sarah and like is like, hey, I realized I was only ever thinking of her. And then he waits for Poppy, not getting back together with Sarah in that interim period of realizing. And so I just don't like that. Like, I don't like that. Anyways, I was also so caught off guard by this when Trey was like, you gotta come see this. I thought they were gonna have left and he was gonna be like, we got this whole place to ourselves. But then when they came in the engagement ring, I was so caught off guard.
I was just
so
like numb
shocked
at this point. I was like, okay, this show has jumped the shark.
Yeah, we're done. Okay.
So they go back. Okay, so they're walking back. He's taking her home after the rehearsal dinner. She's talking about, I want things to go back to the way they were before Tuscany. And he's like, I don't want things to go back to the way they were before Tuscany. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Which, good for him. He stood up for himself.
Yeah. I was proud of
And it was at this point that I realized that we totally missed the I would tender scene.
Devastating.
And then he says, I don't want to be your friend, Poppy. And then, you know, she's like, I love you. And he's like, for how long? And she's like, maybe the whole time. And I'm like, this is just, after all of this stuff, how dare you stand where he stood when Harry met Sally? We're comparing
Exactly.
like, to the sacred test, like, I hate you, Harry.
And it's really not because I'm lonely. Oh, man, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve. But I came here tonight. Exactly. Because
when you know that you're in love with someone.
Because
when you know you want to start your life with someone. You have to start as soon as possible. And like, this was the most Weenie Hut Junior Bush League version of that.
Because again, the way friends to lovers works is if they are actually friends. And she did not love him the whole time. Maybe she can look back and say, okay, yeah, maybe. But the point is that she grew to love him. And like she fell in love with him. And like there's these, I love in the books, obviously there's no way to really convey this in the movie. So you have to do it in other ways. But there's like a part where she realized, there's a moment where she's like, that was the first time I wanted to kiss him. Okay, time into their friendship. And then she's like, okay, there's 95% of the time I love being platonic friends with Alex. And then there's this 5%. And then that grows. That 5% grows. And we don't ever see any of that. It's not conveyed in any way. It's just like, hey, maybe these people have just loved each other the whole time. Okay, cool. All right.
No, because that's part of the deal with Poppy is that she's so afraid of being stuck that her fear of commitment keeps her from really truly falling in love with Alex for a long time.
Yes.
But she loves spending time with him. Like, she loves doing all this stuff with him. And like,
they are genuinely friends.
Right. So he has to slowly over time, like wear her down and like woo her.
Yes.
But we don't
And that's what the
that.
I would scene does. That's what the I would
So for movie watchers only.
Yeah.
In the book, when they're in Palm Springs, they're talking about each other's Tinder profiles because she's like, oh, you're not with Sarah. Like, are you dating? Whatever.
Yeah.
And
she's like evaluating his Tinder.
Let me fix your Tinder. And she's like, I would swipe on you. And he was like, no, you wouldn't. Whatever. And she's like, yes, I would. And he was like, well, for the record, I would swipe on you too.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, sure. And so then he looks at her Tinder profile. He scrolls through it. He looks at it very intently. He reads the bio. He hands the phone back to her and like very seriously, very straight face.
Looking her in the eyes.
I would.
I'm telling you.
How dare you stand where he stood?
We're not getting arms up, baby. I just
No.
that is running through my mind. I don't know how to tell you that is the first thing that came to me because I'm just like, why would they cut that? It's a 5-minute scene that they could have thrown in there in the modern day because again, you need something. There's nothing tethering you.
I'm rereading Happy Place.
I know, I need to. Need a detox. There's nothing tethering them to the modern day though of like build up in the present day. Everything in the present day is animosity until this moment, and then all of a sudden they're in love.
Yes.
So
yes,
you could have put
in the book, they're
scene.
in Palm Springs together. They're hot all the time. They're sweaty.
Yes.
They're going down to the pool. They're in the shitty rental car.
They're pressed up against each other because the pool's so crowded.
Yes.
They have to share the bed because his back gets thrown out and there's nowhere else for him to sleep. Yes. The tension has to build. There's no tension at all in the present day. There was more tension in New Orleans.
Right.
That was the only time there was tension. Okay.
She's like freaking out and she's like, I need air.
Yeah.
And she cuts open the thing, which is just like the book. I'm like, why keep that from the book when you're going to ship the rest of it?
Exactly. ChatGPT put that in there.
So then they and it's fine.
No, I have a lot of issues with this actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Their first kiss is so intense. Like it's really slow. That's what I'm saying. I just like there's like a really slow build up. But then like why are we just showing like their heads in the dark and music? Because their first time together.
No, because
she's like
he's okay.
He's okay. Exactly.
Is still okay? No. You.
Because in the book he's like
no.
He says like she says like hurry up or something and he's like I've waited 14 years for this. I'm gonna take my time or I want it to
literally
last.
You
like
have
there's so much
ruined
dialogue.
Alex Nielsen. Oh my
and you
God.
don't have to I don't think you have to change the PG-13 rating. Just have that conversation. Like
no,
don't just more fade to this like
go slower with it and like
yes, take
tenderness.
Your time. Yes, yearning. There's no yearning.
These people have been. This has been building for over a decade. Okay,
and here they're just like making out on the porch. First of all, the rain was giving me like hives because then they go inside and they're literally dripping wet still on the bed, and they're supposed to be like intercourse while they're dripping wet on a dry bed, and it just happens so fast. And like, yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that like if you are King Yearner Alex, who we know that he is deep down, he's there somewhere, and you've been waiting so long for this that you're just gonna like, I don't know, yeah, like make it last, make it compelling, show them their friendship, they're friends with each other, show me that when they're having sex. Why are we doing like ABC done sex scenes? Make it interesting. Continue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm on a tear.
I was interrupting you. No,
like, it's okay.
When in the lead up to the kiss, where he's like, of course, she was like, don't tell me that you broke up with Sarah because of me, whatever. And he's like, of course it was because of you. Yeah. In the book, that's so much better because he was like, everything was for you. I got a vasectomy because of you. I didn't even ask Sarah. He like admits all of this stuff. Okay. Yeah. Everything I do is like, when I think of the future, it's you. And it's like this huge admission. It is like when Harry met Sally, when Harry is like, I think of you last thing before I go to bed and first thing when I wake up in the morning. I love how your feet are cold.
Exactly.
And like all of these things. It's like.
Yes. Because you know what, too? That I mourn that
the writers read Nora Ephron's monologue? Or not. Can they read her autobiography before we move on to
Let's just
Funny Story and Happy Place?
Reset. Don't. I can't.
But now they're not. Now Happy Place isn't going to be a series anymore. It's a movie.
I know. And I'm again, I think this works as a movie. I just don't think they did it right. I don't think they kept the things worth keeping. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I mourn too in this confession scene. So this would have been so easy to include as well, in my opinion. All through their trip in Palm Springs, which becomes Barcelona. Poppy will be like, oh, remember those people we met? And Alex is like, oh no, sorry, I don't remember. And then she's like, remember we did this? And he keeps saying like, oh, I have a bad memory. And then right before this confession, he's like, I lied, Poppy. I remember everything. It's embarrassing for me to say, but I remember the outfit you were wearing the day we first met. I remember the thing you ordered at McDonald's on a random Tuesday in whatever country. I remember, and like, again, that's the When Harry Met Sally confession, and it's all right there. Just like have a few instances of him saying I don't remember something. Like that's a one-off line. I don't understand that, but again, there's no build up. There's nothing. And I feel like you don't see.
figure out you want to spend the rest of your life with someone. You want that to start as soon as possible.
Go watch When Harry Met Sally and see how much they talk to each other and see what could have been with this freaking show, movie. But yeah, I just didn't like this because I feel like Alex in the present day is always so closed off. And then he almost doesn't even like shed that here. And I feel like you needed some kind of bigger confession from him of like, I do remember everything with you, Poppy. Or like, I've been, I've been waiting for this for 14 years. Or I don't know, something. It just felt like, okay, we're just having sex and now we're really horny and now I'm gonna like kiss you again right before the wedding and whatever. It's fine. I did think they had good chemistry, which is upsetting even more because I actually do think they could have. I think they did really well with the actors did. But anyways, okay.
Okay, so now we're at the wedding. Emily Henry spotted at wedding.
Yeah. Also, there's a scene
it was giving Stephanie Meyer at Bella and Edward's. I'm sorry, this is the first thing I thought. And as far as on-screen weddings go, I guess, nice. but Bella and Edward's wedding will never be topped.
Yeah. Oh, also Bella and Edward and Crazy Rich Asians wedding.
Oh, peak. Okay. No. Peak. Yeah. Sorry. Crazy Rich Asians.
Bella and Edward. Yes.
No. Yeah.
There's a scene that they like really slow-mo where Alex grabs her hand at the wedding, and that made me think, oh, they filmed him saying he doesn't like PDA, and they cut that because there's a scene there, and at the very end they also zoom in on them holding hands on the airplane. So I'm sure that they had that scene again for movie watchers only. There's the scene in the book where Alex is like, oh, I hate PDA, like I don't even want to hold hands, and then later Poppy's like, oh, I thought you said you hated PDA, and he's like, if there's ever a time where I don't feel the need to be touching you, then I'll let you know. But what did they do to you, Alex?
Oh, sorry. We skipped over something important, which is as they're getting ready for the wedding, they hook up again. And Alex he acts like nothing that ever has. I was like, oh, who took over your body? Because this isn't you. This is not your personality at all. The character in the book was not the guy who was like, don't take your dress off. Or like, she was like, can you like snap the back of my dress? And he was like, no. And he like took it off. That is not Alex
You don't understand him. You guys don't understand him. Also, in this movie, I feel it a little better. I feel better about the relationship in the book. But in the movie versions of them, I was like, me, as being an Alex myself, could not be with the Poppy. Could not. When she's like, well, Wicket, I would kill myself. I could not.
Right. Okay. So they're at the wedding. They're dancing at the wedding. And he's like, so what's next? Right. And then she's so unreasonable. And she's like, I don't know. We'll like hook up after this. And he's like, look, what's next in life? Are we going to New York? Are you coming to Linfield? Like, what are we doing? And she's like, I don't know. I still need time to think.
No.
What? Shut up.
No. Again, this works so much better in the book because they're having this conversation running late for their planes at the gate. And there's no time. And like they overslept and it's overwhelmed. And you could have kept that. Just have the wedding be nice. Have them sleep in the next morning on accident and then run to the airport. Like, I don't understand the thinking behind having this happen at the wedding and have her be so annoying. Yeah. Okay.
So, and then here's my most devastating thing of all. After they're like, he's like, I can't do this, Poppy. Like, and good for him. He set a boundary that he should have. I hate my least favorite thing, a change from the whole book, was the way that she comes to find him. Because in the book, she goes to Linfield High or East Linfield or whatever, a place she hates.
Yes.
To go find him, and then like has this huge love confession in front of all of his colleagues, like in this humbling way.
And her love confession is so much better. Like, it's so much better. It's like 3 pages long.
And this whole thing is just around like, oh my God, I'm a manic pixie dream girl who doesn't like running.
I hate to run.
And so now I'm running in my boho gladiator sandals. And she's like running to catch him, whatever. It felt like it felt like cousins kissing. Like, it just didn't feel, I didn't feel the heat.
I was trying to read her love confession.
And then at the end, next summer, he's living with her in New York. And he's a professor at Sarah Lawrence.
Yeah, good for you guys.
And they have a dog, even though he's a cat person.
Also, their apartment is so She says, okay, you're not a vacation and you're not the answer to my career crisis. But when I'm in a crisis or I'm sick or I'm sad, you're the only thing I want. And when I'm happy, you make me so much happier. I still have a lot to figure out. But the one thing I know is wherever you are, that's where I belong. I'll never belong anywhere like I belong with you, no matter what I'm feeling. I want you next to me. You're home to me, Alex. And I think I'm that for you too. She says, I want to stay in New York. I like it there. I think you would like it too. But you asked me what I'd be willing to give up for you. And now I know the answer is everything. We missed all that. Mm-hmm. Because there's no tension. And then he just moves to New York. And it's like, because there's no actual reason why he's living in Ohio in the first place, because you've got his whole backstory. So it's like
his whole thing about being a high school teacher, his whole shit.
Pains me. The ending was the worst.
Because he's living in Grandma Betty's house. She was mad at him for not saying that her grandma died. So I was thinking, oh, okay, are we going to show a flashback scene where she meets the grandma, where she meets his family? No, nothing. So, I mean, this has been over an hour of us just complaining, which I feel kind of bad about. But this is my true reaction to this movie. It was extremely disappointing.
And it really, I'm not even kidding. Like, I know I've said this 40 times, but running through my head as I was trying to sleep last night was arms up, baby, arms. I'm like, they're going to, and I just have to prep myself now. Happy Place is so
when you're like 85 and your grandson's walking around, she's like, arms up, baby. And he's like, sure, grandma.
Whatever you say, grandma. Because here's the thing, look. I want to say, I am like a person in general who, and I should have probably prefaced with this, I do believe in keeping book and adaptation separate. I believe in judging them separately. Yeah. I think you can make changes to source material and it can be really good. And like, I have no problem with that. But yeah, like, it feels like not only did they change so many things, but they kept things that were stupid. And what's resulted is something that feels boring and like flat to me. Like, it's cute, it's fun. If I had never read the book, I would have liked this. Okay, like, but again, it's not memorable, and it's frustrating when you know that there's so much there of the book. Like, Emily Henry is so good at character work. She's so good at dialogue.
Oh my God, having just watched, is so funny.
Yes, and having just watched Heated Rivalry, where they do keep word for word almost all of the dialogue from the book, so you know it's possible to at least have some like tether to it, and it just feels like, yeah, why bother? Yeah, it feels like either go full send, we're gonna do all these changes because we believe in it and we're gonna make something unique that is a call inspired by the source material or whatever, or we're going to be really faithful to it. But I don't like this where it's like, it feels like, again, ChatGPT wrote something trying to like pull in enough references to be little sound bites on TikTok to like entice the book listeners, but not really have any actual depth or like meaning to it. So that's my opinion. That's it. Final word.
I mean, I fully agree with you.
Because I'm not like a purist. Like, there are plenty of book adaptations where I'm like, oh, I really like the changes to this. Like, I thought they made it better or whatever. So
I think a great example is Hunger Games. There were changes that were made for the movie that made a lot of sense from the book.
And worked. Yeah.
And worked. Totally.
Yeah. And it is hard. Like, this coming against Heated Rivalry, which again is like genuinely one of the greatest shows ever made. I think that's hard context for it to come out against, because I do feel like my standards are very high. But you know what? Now I know that I need to brace myself for Happy Place, because I just know it's... And people already hate Happy Place. They're not going to... Because the ending in this, whatever. In the end of the book, they spend like 5 months in Ohio and 5 months in New York, and they're like figuring it out. And this, he just like is like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll give up my life, whatever. Oh well, anything for you, Poppy, my manic pixie dream girl. Okay, that's it.
Commitment issues.
I had a good time, I guess.
It was what it was.
All right. It was what it was, you know.
And it reaffirmed my enjoyment of the book. And
correct.
I think I'm really glad I did a reread
with it. I agree. I am glad I did a reread though, because I had such a good time reading it yesterday. I read it all in one day. It made me feel things. I was so happy. I feel like I'm back into reading because of it. So,
good.
Reread it if you guys want. It's really fun. Okay.
Love.
Next topic.
Okay. Next topic. We have really very important news.
Breaking news.
This week, Rachel Reed announced that she's releasing...
She has not even announced this yet, by the way. It has not been announced by her.
This is only Barnes and Noble.
Someone found it on the Barnes and Noble website, and it's still here, but she has not made an official announcement.
Oh wow!
Yeah, dang. Crazy. I'm sure there's some kind of rollout plan. Whatever. It is what it is.
Well, found on the Barnes and Noble website is a 7th Game Changers book.
It's called Unrivaled. I'm looking at it right now.
You want to read us the
I would love to. Okay. It is called Unrivaled, and it's coming out. It says it's coming out September 29th, 2026. So something to live for. Okay. This link is to an exclusive edition that comes with a special cover, design sprayed edges, and exclusive content unique to this edition. Okay.
Pause. Do you think that Shane and Ilya, do you think that Hudson and Connor are going to be on the cover? I hope not.
I don't think so. But I do want a heated rivalry cover with them. I do want that.
Okay.
But I don't think for this. I don't think so.
Okay.
But who knows? Okay. Everyone's favorite hockey players are back. Ilya Rozanov and Shane Hollander continue the romance that began with viral sensation Heated Rivalry, now streaming on Crave in Canada and on HBO Max in the US. And the highly anticipated final book in New York Times and USA Today bestselling author Rachel Reed's Game Changer series. Excuse me. Okay, here's a synopsis. A line has been drawn, and the hockey world is divided. For the first time in their professional hockey careers, Ilya Rozanov and Shane Hollander have nothing to hide. For more than a decade, they kept their love a secret, but now they're out, married, and even playing on the same team. The support is incredible, most of the time. They've gotten a lot of love from fans who are thrilled for them, but some people in the hockey world are still reeling from their relationship reveal, and the backlash, led by popular hockey podcast Top Shelf and the hashtag #TakeBackHockey movement, is getting louder. Ilya and Shane are finally able to stand together in the light, the way they'd always wanted, and now they might be facing their biggest challenge yet.
What does it say about me that I immediately got scared?
I know. I do understand that, though. I understand. Because
I'm so scared that they're going to break up somehow and get back together, which I don't want. That there's going to be cheating, emotional affair.
No, I don't. It sounds very like Us Against the World. Like, I don't think she would do it to that.
But what's the
really
tension then?
That people don't want them. Well, because like the end of the last book of Long Game, some people were accusing Shane of having like cheated and tripped to let Ilya win in the playoffs. And hashtag take back hockey. So like people are going to be like, we don't want queer people in sports or something. The commissioner was mad at them. I feel like there's a lot of tension with them against like the NHL or whatever the fake NHL is. And the people involved in that and like the fans. And I feel like that works as a plot without them having to have any.
But what's like the rising action? Like what is going to be the resolution of it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what's good?
Well, I don't know.
Because I think in like the long game, like there was also tension in their relationship.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're deciding if they want to have kids or something.
Maybe. I don't know. I hope it's good. I'm scared.
I don't think they're going to break up. I really don't think she would do that. I understand, though. It is scary because it feels like we left them in a good place.
I know.
And now what? So.
Yeah. And I've been reading a lot of fan fiction that is like post canon.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, I have all these ideas in my head about what their lives are like. And now this book is about to correct all of those things. So,
that's true.
I mean, I'm
maybe
happy.
Maybe it's like Shane or like Ilya thinking about retirement or something. I don't know.
Maybe he becomes a wag.
I would love that. Rachel Reed, if you can hear us. Anyways, I'm very excited. We get more content.
And I think now we know what season 3 will be about.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. So give us more. We love it. Okay,
can't wait.
Cool. Also, I wanted to talk to you because I saw, for the first time, I went to see Marty Supreme, and before the movie, there was the Wuthering Heights trailer. I feel like I went into like a yearning coma watching that trailer. I've never read Wuthering Heights. Obviously, I know people have problems. It seems like it's diverging, whatever. But that trailer is free. I have never seen so much yearning in a trailer before, so I'm really excited for that.
I think there, okay, so Wuthering Heights, there is a lot of yearning. One thing I will caution you about is it is not a straight romance. If you are looking for pure happy ending,
sure, yeah,
this isn't it.
I have heard that.
I think people should just go in with the right expectation.
Yeah, people should know that. Yeah, and I love that, but I know that's not for everyone. I love pain, unfortunately. So anyways, I just wanted you guys to know, if you haven't watched that trailer,
maybe you should
it was
read
like
it.
No, I really think I should. I will.
I think we should read, and I could do a reread.
We should.
Reread,
We
and then
really
do
should.
a recap of the movie.
I mean, I don't know. That could have been all the
will
yearning there is that was in the trailer, but it was just crazy. I was like, what am I looking at right now? Like,
what am I
there's so
watching?
much
The big
staring at each other, and like
the big controversy with the movie is that Heathcliff in the book is not white. He is Romani.
Right. I do remember
Jacob
that.
Elordi is
Quite Caucasian. Yeah.
So that's like
that's a pretty big one. But you know what?
I mean, I think people were really holding on to hope that it's potential that like this is not just straight Wuthering Heights.
Well, the trailer did say inspired by, like it very specifically said inspired by the classic or beloved, whatever, the greatest love story ever, Wuthering Heights. So it didn't say like it did say in big text inspired by. So yeah. I'm interested in that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll add that.
Just wanted to share
the
that.
list.
Yeah.
We'll add that.
I'm really
to
excited.
Our reading. I have a copy from Thrift Books that I got a little while ago in preparation for the movie coming out. So
yeah, I'll probably pick it up at the library. So
one thing I need to know is, what have you been reading recently? And is one of those books One Day in December?
Okay, no, that's waiting for me at the library. I'm hoping that I can have time to go today. I don't know what time they close.
Go get it.
Either today or tomorrow, I'm going to pick it up. Let me see what time they close, so I can tell you for sure. Oh, they close at 5, so I don't think I'm going to make it. But tomorrow I will go as soon as I can. I haven't read any books, and I'm going to blame Colleen, friend of the show Colleen.
Yeah,
if you're
listening. Heard about this.
This is your fault. So I spent like 2 full days absorbed in this BTS fan fiction called Leave the Ruins Where They Fall by Sharpa.
Okay, pause. I mean, did you ever think you'd be reading BTS fanfic?
No, but I trust Colleen with my life now. So, and I put out a call. I wanted high angst love stories, and she DM'd me and said, "You have to read this." And I was like, "Okay, like I believe you."
I believe you.
Never.
And it's like long, right?
It's 200,000 words, so that's like 2 books. Yeah. Okay. And I mean, it took me a couple days, but it's like a post-apocalyptic, I guess, romance, but like not just straight romance. There's like a assassination plot and trying to like do a revolution, and there's a lot of different POV characters. And I will say this is a minor spoiler, but this fic has a throuple in it. Mm-hmm. I have been on the record. I have never in my life cared about a throuple. If that's your life, I'm happy for you. But do I want to read about it? Never.
Not really.
I have had my mind changed. I have been persuaded that it can work, because this was like the most like beautiful love story.
Dude.
Like I'm converted. I told her that. I was like, genuinely never. There's a fic that called Sweater Weather. That's a Wolfstar hockey fic that people should read. In that, there's like original characters that are in a throuple, and they're prominent in the sequel, and I just can't read it. That's like no hate to the writer. I just don't like it. But in this, I was so enamored. I have had my mind changed. It was so good. I couldn't stop reading it. So that's what I've been reading lately. I had a great time. It was really good. Thank you, Colleen.
I love that.
I don't know who any of these people are. Like, I just...
And it doesn't really matter.
Fun. It doesn't really matter at all. Like, they're, for all intents and purposes, these are original characters. Like, this is a completely different world than the real world, but
yeah,
it was really fun. So
I love
Thank you, Colleen. It's
I'm glad
kind
that
of
you
fun
guys
to
have taken the permission to just communicate with each other.
I know, me too.
1-to-1. I told Colleen that the other day. I was like, yeah, go forth. You guys can just be friends on your own. I don't need to be included in anything.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate this rec. Oh, I thought it's kind of interesting to read fics from a fandom you're not in, because like, I don't know, just like the culture, it's like a whole different, it's like a cross-cultural experience. It was like, oh, it's like a completely different vibe over here.
For one of our book clubs, we had like an optional side quest, and it was a BTS fic that Colleen recommended, and it was like super like funny, silly, like crack basically.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I had no reference for the fandom, and I was like, I don't need it. Like this is
it's just kind of fun.
You made up personalities for all of them. It just you're basically using their names and like their personas.
Yeah.
I guess.
And I didn't know either, like, what I don't know what the ships are. Like, so I didn't read the character tags. So I went in completely blind, and that was kind of fun, too, because I'm like, I don't know what people ship in this fandom at all.
Like,
so I didn't know who was going to end
you.
up together, you know? And I didn't know the throuple was coming. Like, I thought it was about to be a love triangle, and then all of a sudden they're all together. So it was really fun. Like, I don't know. I kind of recommend it. Do a little, if you're a big fic person, go into explore another fandom that you're not really a part of. It's kind of fun. So
love that.
Yes, that's Leave the Ruins Where They Fall by Sharpa on AO3. What have you been reading recently?
Well, speaking of Wuthering Heights, I read The Favorites by Lane Fargo on your recommendation. If you're in my book club and you don't want to be spoiled for my thoughts, skip ahead. But because we are reading this for book club, I did text you that I did like the book. I was pissed off by the ending. And I don't want to spoil this for people because I think people still should read the book. I was dumb. Literally, speaking of Colleen, she listened to our last episode where we were talking about The Favorites, and I had just started reading it. And she texted me and she was like, have you figured out that it's a retelling of Wuthering Heights yet? And I was like, oh.
No.
Literally, the main character's name is Heath, Heathcliff, Katarina, Catherine. Come on. And I think if I had gone into it in the beginning knowing that it was a retelling of Wuthering Heights, I might have had more accurate expectations for how the plot might shake out. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was soapy, kind of, like in the best way, like dramatic.
It's like reality TV almost.
Yes, it was like very soap opera. Yeah. Positive, right?
Yeah.
It was what it was. And I was saying, I was actually saying to Colleen, wow, she's famous in this episode.
I know.
That I feel like Lane Fargo, like she wrote the book she wanted to read. Yeah. That she is like an Ice Dance fan. She knows ball, right? Like she knows about the sport. She's into it. And she was like, I want a dramatic book that's a retelling of Wuthering Heights. It's like this. And she was like, it doesn't exist. I'm writing it. Mm-hmm. And good for you. And it was totally enjoyable. I was annoyed at the ending, but that's okay. Not everything has to be about me, even though it should be. And then I have a couple other things cooking that I'm going to wait to recommend or wait to talk about until I'm finished. But I do want to share a fic that I read. It is a post-canon heated rivalry fic, and it is called Question of the Day. Mm-hmm. Have you read this?
No.
Did you read it?
You sent it to me, but I haven't read it yet. Yeah.
You should read it.
I got a big TBR going right now, but I hear you.
I will say, I'm trying to remember. It's by Wilmonstan, like Wilman Stan 1 2 3 4 5.
Okay.
Question of
Wilman
the day.
Stan.
This is so warning. It's a spoiler for the spoilers for role model.
The long game. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the role model and the long game. Harris and Troy are featured prominently in this fic.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it tells, like, it's very light. It's fluffy.
Yeah.
But it tells the story post long game through the lens of Harris doing like a question of the day for the players for the Centaurs.
Fun. That's fun.
And so he's asking questions, and then you see like the dialogue between Shane and Ilya, or Troy and Harris, or whatever, like post the question of the day, because it's like during their season run and into the playoffs. And so you're watching the success of the team. You're seeing the interpersonal dynamics between Shane and Ilya. And like, there's a little bit of conflict between Shane and Ilya, because he's like, I want you to love me out loud and be like proud and not be so like, it's like kind of the tension between like being collegial and being like colleagues on the ice and also husbands.
Yeah. That's really
and
cute.
One of the really fun things is like at the end of each chapter, it's like you've seen like Harris has posted the video and you're seeing the comments from like everybody.
Oh,
so like then like Rose will pop in and do like a comment and then there's like these other fan accounts that like become kind of characters through the fic, because they're like, I like dying for you to post the hazy stuff. Like,
I love that so much.
Miss Anya's Anya's Pet Hotel. They have an account and they're always commenting like stuff like Anya's doing great. Like it was just so great. I was like my mouth was open smiling, like
cute.
So like, and I was kicking my feet. But there's also tender and like sweet and serious moments too. It's really good.
I
Couldn't
love
recommend it enough.
like a social media fic, like in the right one, like when there's comments and posts and like back and
It's done
forth
well.
texts. Like I just think that can be so fun and people are so creative. So I
Yes,
can't wait.
and it is in universe and it is post canon, and it's not like gonna throw you off like crazy. It's more just exploring the already established dynamics between some of the characters.
I'm going. Question of the day. I can't wait. That's my New Year's resolution to read more fan fiction this year is off to a great start.
Yay!
So, just letting you guys know, if you need any recs, slide into my DMs. Great. See you guys next time.
All right, gang. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.